Welcome to West Kentucky's premier cooking show, Cooking at the College. I'm your host, Brett McCarthy, with West Kentucky Community and Technical College's Culinary Arts program, and I want to cook with you. Welcome back to Cooking at the College. I'm your host, Chef Brett McCarthy, Culinary Arts program here at the college here. We're going to make something very interesting today, something a little bit old and new. And what I mean by that is we're going to be making grits with cheese, but we're going to take it up a notch and make it into a souffle. So this will be grits with sharp cheddar cheese, souffle style. So very, very nice, and I think it's something that you'll be proud to serve to your guests. Normally grits would be somewhat mundane, but what we're going to be doing with it today could accompany any type of dish and would be very nice. So we have some ingredients here. I'd like to go over what's in this. We have chicken stock. We got 24 ounces of chicken stock. We also have 24 ounces of milk. Now you'll notice that the milk is just a little bit foamy. I didn't have whole milk, and that's what you normally would use, so I used heavy cream and I thinned it out with a little bit of water, and that's something that is I know the proportions that I need to do in order to make it into the fat ratio that would be assigned to whole milk. I also have 2 ounces of unsalted butter. I have 1 1/4 cups of hominy grits. Hominy. I have 6 egg whites. I have 6 egg yolks. I have 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. I have 2 teaspoons of sugar. 1 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce or hot sauce, whatever you prefer. And I have 8 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. All right. Now, first thing that we want to do is we want to butter our souffle dishes. I prefer to use smaller souffle dishes than a large 2-quart souffle dish. You can use a large casserole, but the reason why is that souffle has a tendency to fall. Now, that has to do with surface tension. The larger the surface area, the more tendency for it to fall. So with a smaller surface area, it's not going to fall quite as fast. Of course, all souffles, after a period of time, will fall relatively quickly. That's why they always say, serve immediately, right? So, and the other reason why I'm going to be using this is, of course, it looks really nice on the plate. You have your own little individual souffle. So those are the 2 reasons why I'm using smaller souffle dishes. And we're going to butter this. This is, again, each dish is going to be buttered. This is an unsalted butter. And we don't need the extra salt, so we're just going to use just the butter. And we're going to butter them right up. Butter me up, I need to be buttered up. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to smear that in there. I like that word, smear. You know, for the longest time, we couldn't use the word grease. I went to culinary school. They didn't like when we used grease. They said grease is for cars. So we don't use the word grease, but I still use the word grease. I think grease is a nice word. All right. So we're going to get all these done, and we may not actually, the recipe might make a few more than this. I think the recipe will actually be enough for 8 of these, but we'll see. When I tested this recipe out, I did it in a 2-quart casserole just to see how it would come out, and there we go. So that's it for that. We're going to move on over here, and we have our milk. Or my makeshift milk, my own concoction here. And then we got chicken stock, a couple ounces of butter, and 1 1/4 cups hominy grits, okay? Now you can use regular grits. I mean, regular grits would just have more bran in them. I don't know that it would affect the dish all that much, but I like the hominy. I like the creaminess that hominy brings, and so that's why we're using the hominy. Hominy would be more indicative of what they would use in the South. Okay, so we have this. add the grits. I'm going to add our butter, and I'm just going to get a little whisk here because I can't find my spoon, and that's not working too well. And that's all right. That'll be fine. Okay. And I'm going to add 24 ounces of chicken stock and my milk. All right. And I'm just going to stir that in there. And we are going to go over to the stove and take it from there. Okay, so we have our mixture here. Again, it's the chicken stock, the grits, milk, and a little bit of butter. 4 ingredients. We're going to bring this to a boil. You want to cook this out for about 5 minutes. Now this is not an instant grit. We don't want to use an instant grit. We want to use quick grits, which is perfectly fine. Okay, but it is going to take about 5 minutes. And when we come back, this will be a very nice creamy state. It'll be delicious, and I'll show you the consistency that we're looking for. But if you've made grits before, you're pretty much, it'll be the same consistency as you know and have grown up with. So when we get back, I'll show you that.
Christopher, your word is SIPC.
Could you use it in a sentence, please?
In the unlikely event that your brokerage firm goes out of business, SIPC is there to protect you.
SIPC. C-I...
Don't know about SIPC, the Securities Investor Protection Corporation? That's okay. We can spell it out for you. Learn more at www.sipc.org.
Higher education begins here.
At West Kentucky Community and Technical College, there are lots of reasons education begins here. Reason number 1, value. Why pay more when West Kentucky offers you a quality education with small class sizes and flexible schedules? Tuition and fees at West Kentucky are half that of many public 4-year colleges. Here, you can get a valuable education and training that fits your schedule. Need more reasons to begin here? Call today.
Welcome back to Cooking at the College, West Kentucky's premier cooking show. We have our mixer here, and we have 6 egg whites. And even though the recipe did not initially call for it, I'm going to add a little bit of cream of tartar. And just in the way cream of tartar has an effect in making an angel food cake, it's also going to help keep that souffle a little bit lighter, and it's going to hold it up and keep it from falling not quite as quickly. So I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit there and show you a little trick of the trade. So we're going to add our egg whites, just like that. Okay, and bring that up. And I'm going to beat them until they're at a soft peak stage. Okay, basically what that means is that when I lift the mixing blade out, the whip out, the peaks will actually kind of fall over. They won't stay upright in place. Okay? So we're just going to mix that up just till soft peaks are formed. And while we have the camera focused on that, I'm going to stir up my grits a little bit. You want to cook your grits stir them every so often as they're cooking. Keep them from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Not necessarily needed to stir them continuously, but I'm just going to bring it to a boil, and then after they've cooked for about 5 minutes, they should be nice and done. Okay, so this is working very well. Again, just to a soft peak stage, and I'll show you what a soft peak stage is. right, we are almost there. It doesn't take too long with these KitchenAid mixers. They're pretty fast. Give it about another 30 seconds or so. Stir my grits again. All right. So you can start to see that they're turning glossy. And you can start to see the ridges forming. All right, so I'm going to bring this down. And you can actually see that they fall over. I'll just bring that up. It's almost a little soupy. Okay? So they don't hold up, okay? That'll be quite a bit different when we are finished. And I'm just going to stick this right back on there again. All right. Put that right on there and lock that in there. Now at this point I'm going to add my sugar. I'm just going to sprinkle that over that way. All right. Add my cream of tartar. And actually, I should have added my cream of tartar when it was just at egg white stage, but that's all right. This will work just fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stir in that sugar initially and that cream of tartar, get it all well incorporated. And that's why you want to add that cream of tartar right at the beginning, because it incorporates better. But this will be fine. Do it this way, not a big deal. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it up, jack it up to the speed 10 there. And I'm going to go over here and check on my grits. And that is just cooking away just beautifully. Just love it to death. Love it, love it, love it. And look at that glossiness. Ah, unbelievable. Now that's some egg whites there. Absolutely gorgeous. If I was another egg white, I would be in love. All right. So, now you can see it stays at a peak. So there we go. Okay. Okay, we're going to just take a break for a moment while I finish up these grits. And when we get back, I'm going to show you the rest of this dish.
We didn't have much to give then. The thin crop left us with hardly enough apples to fill the stand. So when they showed up firing them mean looks around the place and staring us down on prices, well, I was angry. Didn't seem to bother my father, though. He let them set a fair price, too low, I thought. Then he did more than I would have done. He had me load another bushel of apples in their trunk. I learned later on that this family was in need. We did the right thing that day.
The greatest gift we give, it's in our heart, what we believe, the way we live.
Caring for others. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Higher education begins here.
At West Kentucky Community and Technical College, there are lots of reasons education begins here. Reason number 9, experienced faculty. Our faculty is focused on you and your educational goals. Our faculty bring real-world experience into the classrooms. West Kentucky can help you start your educational career on a firm foundation. Need more reasons to begin here? Call today.
Hi, welcome back to Cooking at the College, West Kentucky's premier cooking show. And we have our egg yolks, as I showed you earlier, 6 egg yolks to be exact. We also have a little bit of our Tabasco sauce and our 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. Say that 10 times. Shredded, sharp cheddar cheese shredded. All right, and we are going to mix in our egg yolks. Now, it's very important that you mix in the egg yolks very slowly because you don't want them to coagulate, turn into scrambled eggs. So we want to mix them in and be tempering them as we go. You can see the grits are a wonderful consistency, kind of like a very loose mashed potatoes, I guess you could call it. Just going to get the rest of this egg yolks there. Just mix that right in there. All right, so that's turning that a nice color. I'm going to add the Tabasco sauce, and again, you can use hot sauce or any kind of hot sauce that suits your fancy there. Oh, that smells wonderful. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to add in our cheese, right like that. Just sprinkle that in there. Oh, oh! It's like butter. All right. All right, just stir that in there. Nice. Oh, my gosh, look at that color. That's unbelievable. All right. Okay. Now we're going to pour that right into this bowl here. And this is just to make it easier for me to fold in the egg whites. These are those egg whites that we had made just before the break. Okay. Just like that. And I'll get rid of my dirty dishes. All right. And I'm a clean freak, so here we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our egg whites and just fold them right in there. Okay, I emphasize the word fold, just like when we made that pumpkin chiffon, if you remember that way back during the fall, which was wonderful as well. Okay, we're just going to fold that in, just like that. We want to fold it just until all the white is gone, okay? Just like that. You see how nice and light and airy that is? This is just going to be absolutely beautiful. Now, at this point, you do have a little bit of playtime, about 20 minutes. Like I said, with the souffle, it's got to be immediately served, so you need to plan this accordingly. But at this point, you could actually put this in your souffle dishes and place them aside, maybe even in the refrigerator, for up to an hour before you're going to be putting them in the oven. Okay, so that'll just give you a little bit of play time, but really you got about 20 minutes of cooking time, baking time, and at that point it's going to have to go right out of the oven and serve to your guests. So you do need to plan this. Sometimes I like to serve this with something that can hold, like something that has been roasted you know, turkey or chicken or what have you. And then that way, when this comes out, you don't have something else like a saute item that's going to take, you know, that is also where time is of the essence. Okay, so we're going to fill up our souffle cups. And I'm going to fill them up just about 3/4 of the way full. Just like this. All right. Oh, that's pretty stuff, I'll tell you. And the color will be beautiful. And this will gratinate at the top, meaning that this will just brown very nicely. Just enough fat in it, so this is going to be beautifully brown. And that comes out of the oven. We want to have our oven preheated at 375 degrees. All right. And you can just see the little air bubbles in there. So it's making this so nice and light, airy. Sometimes you see little black specks in the grits. Okay, that's nothing to be worried about. That's just naturally occurring. It won't affect the taste. It's not dirt. You don't have to worry about that. All right, so we have that, and we're going to put this again in a 375-degree oven. I'm going to bake that for about 20 minutes. It's just until it is brown at top and it is risen just above the height of the lip there, okay, about 1/4 inch above the lip. And that's about it. There's nothing more to it. Okay, we're going to have a little break. When we get back, we're going to taste the grits with cheddar cheese, souffle style.
Higher education begins here.
At West Kentucky Community and Technical College, there are lots of reasons education begins here. Reason number 5, convenience. In most programs of study at West Kentucky, you can choose day, evening, or online courses, whichever is convenient for you. Small classes, dedicated faculty, and quality courses close to home make West Kentucky the perfect choice for your education. Need more reasons to begin here? Call today.
America's veterans have come from all walks of life and every corner of the nation to bravely serve in protecting our way of life. It is the privilege of VA to return that service with the excellent health care that our veterans have earned. And it is the nurses of VA, men and women of all backgrounds, who help to make that quality health care possible by providing a vital service to the community, by sharing ideas in a supportive, professional environment, by giving the best of themselves every day, and by advancing to the top of their field. But most of all, by providing excellent and direct care to every one of their patients.
We are the nurses of VA.
VA Nursing, a career in caring. For more information, contact vacareers.com.
Well, welcome back to Cooking at the College. I'm Chef Brett McCarthy with West Kentucky's premier cooking show. And we are ready to pull the grits with cheddar cheese souffle out of the oven. It's going to be beautiful. I'm so excited. And you can see they are nice and brown. They're going to start to fall as soon as you bring them out, so we want to serve them as quickly as possible. But you just want to make sure that they are set, and they are set just like that. All right, and I'm going to take one off, and we're going to try it. So if we can get a trier, a tester, taste tester over here, we'll just try that right out. Now this is very, very hot. It's very, very pretty, very nice. Okay, all right, come in. This is Tammy, and just blow on it because it's going to be so hot. Give you a 3rd-degree burns right inside your mouth if you don't blow on this. All right.
How long do I blow?
Till it's cool. Very good, huh? It's very hot. Just came out of the oven. And again, this will go right onto the plate, and so you'll want to have everything plated at that time. Put your chicken, whatever you're going to be having, and then pull this out. So you'll be wanting to watch it. As soon as it starts to brown and crust up on you, it's ready to pull out, okay? Now, if you take it out of the oven a little bit too late, it'll actually start to fall inside the oven, okay? So, you know, you don't have an unlimited amount of time in the oven. It does start to fall as soon as it comes out, and it will also fall in the oven. The other thing that I want you to be sure of is that, you know, you got to be careful when walking around, okay? This is like an old-fashioned cake. An old-fashioned cake does have egg whites folded into it, so it will fall. And that's one time when we used to make cakes from scratch before the mixes and all that, we had to be very careful about walking past the oven door because it would make the cake fall. So this is how souffle is. And once you get this down, you can go on to something a little bit more difficult, like a chocolate souffle. And again, the structure of this is such that it will actually hold up a little bit and it'll be a little bit easier to work with. Another way that you can do is you can use sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, I did a sweet potato and apple souffle dish the other day, and it was really, really nice for my guests. So, bon appetit.